Hi, welcome to the Great Margarita Hunt. I'm Jenny, and I'm on the hunt for the very best margarita in the whole world. And I'm looking for it one margarita at a time, meeting some great people along the way. And today I have a special guest I'm excited to introduce to you. Here we go. Here's CJ Agave from All Things Tequila on Facebook. Hi, CJ.
Hi, how you doing?
I am so excited. I have been following you for a while now, and I learned so much from you and then also from all the people who are participating on your Facebook page.
Thank you. Hey, we do have uh, a very diverse group, and there's a lot to be learned. Hell, even I'm learning new stuff all the time.
Oh, I do too. And you know what I really like about it, CJ, is that I'm kind of a newbie, I would say, not to margaritas. I know a thing or two about
Yeah,
margaritas, but I'm kind of new when it comes to really understanding about tequila as just how it's made, and especially in the whole no additives, additives free, and all of that. And I'm learning so much from the people that share on your page.
yes, and there are some very big advocates of it. I enjoy it as much. I've made a few trips down there and got to see some of the distilleries in action, and it's truly an amazing experience. Thinking that half of these tequilas there's only three ingredients, and we have all these different flavor profiles working for us, not only to sit there and sip, but also to make some amazing margaritas too.
Yeah, that's fascinating. I'm really looking forward to this conversation today because, like I said, I know something about margaritas, but I really don't know very much other than just what's really happened over the past year on this journey. Tequila has really taken off, though, hasn't it, over the last few years?
It is one of the fastest pacing spirits sold. It's surpassed bourbon, and
Wow.
it's not showing any signs of slowing down at all.
That's exciting. Well, let's go ahead and get our margarita started so we can have the rest of our conversation while we enjoy our agave cocktail. I'm going to
Awesome.
put the recipe up on the screen that you brought for us today. And if you'll tell us what we're going to put in it.
Today we're using blueberries, um, ra- raspberries, and or blackberries and cherries with
Yep.
one of my favorite tequilas, Tapatio 110, and fresh squeezed lime juice and agave syrup.
Perfect. So I guess CJ Agave likes using agave syrup.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It,
Okay, well,
yes, yes.
yeah. So I'm going to get my shaker in front of me and go ahead and put some ice in my shaker, I think. And I don't know. Well, I don't know. I don't know if we need ice in our glass or not. I think I'm going to put some ice in my glass. Guess it's always your preference, what people like.
I like it a little
Sometimes,
chilled.
yeah, I like it a little chilled. We make a lot of fruit. I'm having a hard time with this ice. We make a lot of fruit margaritas, usually at different times of the years. This is just perfect. This is our first 2024 berry margarita. So we're doing this with you for the first time. So now that we have our ice in here, I guess I'm going to go ahead and pour in my tequila, huh?
Oh, okay. Straight off to the good stuff. Now
Tell me about
I
this
have to admit,
Tapatio. Yes.
uh, I haven't made a lot of margaritas, so I will need some assistance from you, Jenny.
This is going to work great. So I'm going to have, you're using, do you have a shaker or are you going to eyeball it? I mean, do you have
No, I did get a shaker, and I even got
you
a
got a
little.
shaker? Yeah, I
And
can, what
I
I,
found this somewhere.
to measure. Right, awesome. So we have a jigger here. So I'm going to put in 2 ounces of the tequila.
Okay, and you were getting ready to ask me about this tequila.
Yes,
All right,
yes.
so this is an amazing tequila. It comes out of the Tapatio distillery. Um, this is what a lot of great tequilas run up against, and this is a baseline. Uh, Carlos, it does an amazing job. We know him from this brand and then Tequila Ocho. It's he sets the bar for everybody. And
That's
you
great.
couldn't really not ask for a better tequila. I had the great pleasure of touring this distillery, and let me say, I mean, talk about old school. I mean, it's very historic feeling when you almost go in there. You know, you got these big, huge stone ovens, and oh, it's just amazing. You could smell all the, fresh cooked agave, and it's just as good
Yes.
to eat once it comes out of the
Awesome.
oven. So yes, very good.
So we're picking the best stuff. So guess what, CJ? Here we are doing this margarita together, and I've already led you astray. You want me to tell
Yes.
you what I did
Sorry.
wrong? So it's not your fault, it's my fault. I had my berries here and I should have put them in my shaker first and muddled them.
Uh-oh.
But I didn't do that. So I don't know where you have your berries. I have my berries in this little thing over here on the side. Do you have your berries somewhere where you can smash them up?
Well, um, let's see. Hey, will you grab me another glass? A
Yeah,
glass like
this is
this, Sandy.
real. This is live. This is how we do this, right? There's no wrong way to make our margarita. This is the right way. So what I did was I had put
All
my
right.
quarter cup of berries in something, and you can use a spoon, you can use another cup, you can use whatever you want just to mash them up a little bit. And I should have done that before we put the ice in the shaker, but
Well,
that's okay.
luckily I got an assistant down here to help me out with running errands
Oh,
since
that's great. So I could have also just poured out my ice and tequila and put it to the side. But hey, I might as well take a sip.
well I got another glass right over here for
For sipping. For sipping.
sipping.
So normally you would put the fruit in the shaker and muddle it. Whatever it is that you're going to put in to add, you would muddle it, smash it up, and then pour in the tequila, and or muddle it with the tequila and the agave, and then put in the ice. But that's okay. Like I said, we are going to do this a little out of order today, but there's no problem with that. I'm just going to throw mine in like that. So I now have my mushed up fruit, also known as my muddled fruit,
So,
and
so can I
I've
ask
got
you a question?
sure.
So since this journey of starting to learn tequilas, what's your favorite tequila?
Well, for sipping or for
Yeah,
margaritas?
for sipping.
For sipping,
No pressure.
yeah. I'm trying to think. For sipping, I probably, gosh, I don't know. I like this. We have a Mar Azul, which is a brand that's out of San Antonio, but I mean, it's a woman-owned thing. I like
Yeah.
Don Fulano for making
Ooh.
margaritas, but also I think I could sip it as well and be happy with it. Um, but I would say probably the Mar Azul overall. I like for if I was going to sip, I might go to that. And I have her reposado and añejo. I've already gone through the silver. She makes one that is habanero, and I really like using it with another silver and making a spicy margarita.
Awesome.
So I have my berries and my ice and the tequila in my shaker, and I'm going to go ahead and put in my 1 ounce of agave. And I would say we like using Tapatio. I'm trying to think. El Tequiliano, I seem to like that in spicy
Mm-hmm.
margaritas, and it makes a good batanga. And I
Let's
like
see. We already
Volan's
put one in.
Reposado a lot. I use
Yes.
Volan's Reposado for a lot of kind of specialty. They're margaritas, but they're bordering on just basic cocktails. And I'll use Volan's Reposado for that. I'm looking behind
Lance
me
is a
trying to
very
figure
good
out.
one.
Yes. And so, oh my goodness, don't let me forget my fresh lime juice.
Yes, I got it.
You've got it already. Okay, so you put in your agave. I put in my agave. Now I'm putting in my fresh lime
Oh,
juice.
no, I forgot the agave.
There we go.
And this is a brand new one, so I didn't even open it up yet.
Awesome. Yeah, we go through quite a bit of limes juice and we go through quite a bit of agave. And so I'm going to put the lid on here and start shaking mine here in just a second. I'm eager to enjoy this. And I've had comments before that I don't know how to shake. I'm
Well,
like, whatever. I'm like, okay, show me how, show me how. But anyway, it's funny. And then you can either strain it or not. In this case, I have the strainer on top of it, so I'm going to go ahead and pour mine in. Looks like it's going to be a pretty berry margarita. And someday, CJ, when you come back, well, maybe, do you like spicy things?
yes, I do.
Well, next time you come
And
back,
my wife really loves spicy things.
oh, well,
Spicy
then next
margaritas is
time
her thing.
we'll have you both on. And we'll
Absolutely.
make a spicy margarita, and maybe we'll play with some different tequilas because we're not going to hear enough about all the tequila. Look at that, filling up that glass so well. Look at there. Oh my goodness, I'm ready for this. Is yours ready?
Mine's ready.
Salute.
Salute.
Well, that's mighty tasty.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, that's good, isn't it? Mm-mm-mm.
That is awesome. And that tequila just gives it enough of a kick that you taste it.
It's got some love in there, doesn't it?
Yes, it
It
does.
makes it a happy drink. Well, this is great. So you were telling us about Tapatio 110 and how this is the bar, and that the distiller also does Ocho. Did you say?
Yeah, Tequila Ocho is one of his other brands that he owns.
Which is really well known, right? Isn't that a
Yeah,
well known?
very
Maybe
well
not.
known.
Yes. So,
It's kind of one of the staples. It's very widely distributed. It's not a expensive tequila, which makes it more easable to
yeah.
purchase and not always hurt the pocketbook. But it's amazing tequila. But I mean, to me, this one here, far as a high proof blanco that doesn't drink like a high proof, I don't think
I
it is.
agree.
It's an amazing. It's so fruity, and I thought with this mixed berry recipe that I was eyeballing for the show here, that it
Yeah.
would be perfect complement to each
It
other.
is. It is. So tell me, CJ, how would I understand? I mean, I know 110 means it's higher proof. What
Right.
does that do to the taste? Does it do something to the taste, like between Tapatio that's not 110, like just a silver?
Just a standard silver, yeah. So the standard one, it's a little bit more mellower on the palate. To me, the fruit seemed to pop more on the 110. If you're just simply sipping it and
Mm-hmm.
nosing it, it to me the 110 just it adds more of a flavor or aroma to it that to me it's much more enjoyable. You're going to have a
Mm.
hard time getting it all out of
That bottle.
the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have a proper glass up here. I have them downstairs with the bar, but let me just go ahead and play with it. Oh, it does, doesn't it? I have smelled this
Yeah.
before. And you were saying, so how would this compare to the Ocho tequila?
Ocho's an amazing tequila, but really Tapatio is probably one of the big ones, and I have a mess load of Tapatio up there on my shelves,
You sure
and
do. What don't you have on your shelves?
a lot. But
You have a
there's
lot to
another
put.
room. There's another room.
That is amazing. Well, let's talk about that. So, how many bottles do you have behind you right now? Do you know?
There's probably about 275 here.
Wow.
Um,
And like, how many different brands would that represent roughly? Do you know?
ooh, uh, I don't know, 100 brands,
Wow. Wow.
100 different brands, but I got another room that's got even more in it, and yeah, that,
Amazing.
that's
Amazing.
my office. So I,
I
I've
just think that's so
been the
amazing.
journey. Yeah,
How long have you been on the journey?
I've been drinking tequila probably well over 25 years. And I don't know, it was probably 7 years ago that something hit me, and somebody gave me a tequila, and it's like, oh wow, this is different. And my journey just took off. It's like I got to know more. So I actually went out and I got CRT certified, with the
Yeah.
diploma, and went out there. And then it's like, okay. And then my wife was nice enough to go with me the first time, and we went and toured Tequila, actually a town called
Wow.
Tequila, Mexico,
Yes.
and
Yes.
we got to meet some amazing people. And it was a very educational trip. I mean, not only get to try the amazing tequilas, but to actually
Yeah.
see the heart and soul that they put into some of these brands that aren't mass produced.
Right.
Fortaleza, I mean, talk about an
Yes.
amazing place to go, which I just happen to be wearing a shirt today. But
I see that.
it is truly amazing. There's only three ingredients in all these great tequilas, and it's water source, whether it's deep well water,
Mm-hmm.
um, rainwater, spring
Mm-hmm.
water, uh, yeast of some sort, and they're all experimenting with yeast, and
Right.
agave. That's it. And we got all these amazing flavors coming through, and it's a lot of it's cooking in the water, and it just makes me happy.
Yeah. I want to know. Well, first of all, let's back up a little bit. For those of us who don't know what CRT is, tell us what CRT is.
They're the government body that makes sure that what's going in the bottle is representative. So the CRT is a founding body that makes sure that we're not getting yucky stuff in our tequila or something added to it.
From
They
Mexico.
from Mexico, and it all has to be made in Mexico.
Right.
There's uh, 5 or 6 states in Mexico. Everybody knows Jalisco, but there's
Right.
actually some other ones that they can make it in. And it's interesting to taste some of the other states' tequilas. One that really sticks out. I mean, trying the Tapatio that we're drinking today, and a Chinaco,
Uh huh.
which I have here. Two totally different flavor profiles. Theirs is a lot more um, brinier, saltier,
Mm-hmm.
but they're on the Gulf side of Mexico. So the way the land is is shaped, the humidity and the rainwater comes in, and then it kind of gets stuck right there between the mountains and the Gulf, and it gets all
Interesting.
this moisture, and it's got all that salt water in there.
Yeah.
Where a lot of these guys, they're using deep well water,
Yeah.
or natural spring water is what a lot of theirs is sourced from. And it's amazing, just something so simple has so much of a characteristic difference between the two tequilas.
That's fascinating. And so I know I've been in Cozumel quite a few times, and I've been on the Pacific side, but I've not been to Tequila, and I haven't been in the middle. Although I hope to do that maybe in the next year or so. But I know that there's different ways that they cook the agave, right? And doesn't that have something to do with the flavor profile that comes out?
So, like what you're drinking here today with us is the Tapatio. They
Mhm.
use old brick ovens or stone ovens, and these ovens can range somewhere between, I guess, as little as 7,000 tons is what they could jam in there, to up to
Wow.
50 tons is some of the numbers that I've seen or have
Oh my
visited.
goodness.
I mean, you get into
Phew.
these things, and it's just amazing.
Wow.
And then, so that's the more traditional way, is using these. And what they do is they'll have a boiler that's
Mm-hmm.
steaming the room for some period of time. Some of them will do it for 24 hours. Other ones, like this, I believe they're doing it for 2 days.
Wow.
Cascaween is doing it for 3 days, and then they
Wow.
pull it out. And there's some tequilas that, I mean, it is so potent on the agave forward. When once to explain agave forward, it's so tough
Okay.
until you actually have it. I mean, a nice freshly cooked piece of agave, and it's like candy, really. I mean,
Yeah.
it's caramely, it's molassesly. It's just an amazing experience, and one that I'll never forget. And now, when I'm drinking it, I can taste it. So
Hmm.
you got the brick ovens, you got autoclaves, which autoclaves you got high pressure and low pressure, and a lot of people are using the low pressure autoclaves, and some amazing tequilas are coming out of it. And then you have that other brand, you know, those other brands that are using, God, now I'm drawing a blank, but basically they put the agave on one side, and out the other side comes tequila. And I mean, they're just throwing the whole plant in
Oh.
there, and they're using
Ah.
acids and stuff to break it down, to try to make it a tequila. And you know, Jose Cuervo and some of those other guys. I mean, that's what they're using, and you know, for the longest time, that's all we knew here in the States. And
That's
then people
right.
started challenging them. So
That's right. That's right. I always think about that. That how probably my first margarita, who knows what kind of tequila it was, but I know that when I was having my first legal margaritas, I would have thought that having Cuervo meant I was having the good stuff.
yes,
So that's a long time ago. And that's what you would have, Jose Cuervo is a friend of mine, right? So you would have
yeah,
thought everything was Cuervo. And now, honestly, I mean, I've tried different ones. We go to a lot of restaurants. We call them margarita hunts, where we go to bars or restaurants that have been recommended or that we've looked at. They're supposed to have a good margarita, and we'll go try them in different cities. We have Cozumel covered, but different places. We're coast to coast right now. Not as many in the Midwest, but anyway, we've been working on this and creating a map for a long time. And every now and then, I think it's traditional. They'll come up with some. They'll really highlight Cuervo as though it was this great, going to be this great thing. And I guess Patron is really, in a mass market way, for a long time
yeah,
has been their only real competitor, right? In terms of the
yeah,
mass
that's
market
true.
part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you go to tequila, I think it's still worth the tour, because it still has a lot of culture and history to it. It
Sure.
is going to Jose Cuervo. I mean, it's an amazing place, and they they own a good chunk of tequila, but to just see all the history and the architecture, and uh, it's amazing. I still highly recommend it, and I think that
Oh, yeah.
Jose Cuervo still got a place
Yeah.
in the market. It's just um, one
There's a
that,
lot of other things.
yes, there's a lot of other things that, you know, mix better.
Yes, yeah. I think that's not unlike bourbon, right? I mean, Jim
Right,
Beam, Jack Daniels still have a place, for sure. Big corner on the
right.
market, a lot of respect. But if you're interested in exploring it, there's going to be a lot more labels to take a look at. So I want to know, like, when did you start the All Things Tequila?
All Things Tequila probably started year and a half ago,
Is that
year and
all?
three. That's all.
Oh my
And
gosh.
with all the um, postings and stuff, I mean, now I don't want to say it's on autopilot, but I mean, we're averaging somewhere between 45 and 150 posts a day on there.
Wow. Like
That's done
25,000
by the
people, right?
yeah, yeah. And you know, there's great group of people on there. I've been on many other groups, and um, sometimes it gets off to being a little bullyish, kind of,
I
within just
agree.
the group itself, and I really try to avoid that. I want it to be a learning experience, um, through either myself, or you know, somebody else in the group member, and we have some amazing people in the group. If
You
you could
do.
think of a distillery owner, or if you could think of uh, a, a, a tequila master, I guarantee you they're in my group.
I'm
Sergio Cruz
excited.
from Non 1414, he's in there.
Wow.
He's often commenting. I mean, it's just amazing. It's a great community, and I welcome anybody and everybody to join. And I mean, even if you still believe that Jose Cuervo's, a good
Yeah.
tequila, please come on
Yeah.
over and then learn. And I challenge the people in there often. Hey, since joining the group, what was your first additive free tequila? And to see some of these guys post,
Yeah.
G4 and Cascaween and Tahona or Tapatio. I mean, it's awesome. Yeah, I enjoy watching everybody else just as much as they enjoy watching me.
Well, I wholeheartedly agree, and we will put the address for the group All Things Tequila down below in the description and encourage everyone to stop by. It is a great group. It is a great community. Like you said, I've joined a number of different groups, but that's the one I keep coming back to. And you're right. People will say, how is this tequila? And someone will say, yeah, bleh, not very good. And somebody else will come along and say, look, if you like it, it's a good tequila. And so I
Right.
agree with that. If you like the margarita, it's a good margarita. If you like the tequila, it's a good tequila. And so I love that you foster that type of community and that it's welcoming and people can learn, right? It's a safe place to
Mm-hmm.
learn and enjoy and post. So I love that. You know what else I love about it? I love how probably, I don't know if it's every day, but regularly you'll see people posting the pictures of the bottles on the retail shelf wherever they are, or maybe they're in
Yeah.
Mexico or something, and they're saying, okay, so of these, which ones would you buy?
Yes.
I love that.
And I love it. And I encourage anybody got any questions, please feel free to reach out to me directly. I will never steer you wrong. I will always try to give you the right direction or the right choice. I may ask some questions, I mean, what kind of tequilas are you enjoying today?
Yeah.
And what do you think you're looking for? And I may make recommendations, but every tequila's got a purpose. I mean, a lot of them
Yeah.
that I enjoy are sipping tequilas, but I mean, man, this Tapatio 110 made a phenomenal tequila or margarita, I think.
Margarita, it did. You did a
Um,
great job. So,
I'm gonna have to
CJ,
make me another one.
you're gonna make it. Yeah, we may too. I may just put, and you can do this with lime juice too. I mean, just the lime juice, but it was great with the berries also. CJ, I
Yeah,
want to thank you again for joining me today. This has been so educational, and I hope you'll come back again and we'll do this again. Maybe we'll bring your wife
absolutely.
and we'll do the spicy margaritas, but also so we can hear more about your journey. And I'm going to. Try to find some images of some of the things we were talking about so we can put some of those up on the screen too. But you've taught me so much today. You continue to teach me. We're going to encourage everyone to stop by All Things Tequila. And thank you again. I really appreciate it. Salute.
Salute.
The hunt continues.